Page 53 in my dreams. They're not introducing anything new. We're just using with the stuff we already have. So let's look it over. It's a page long, about a page long. Approximately close enough. Treble and bass clef again. They will be that for quite a while, but I always check them. 3/4 time signature. I see quarter notes, dotted half notes. Pretty much it. All right. The hands, again, they're only playing one hand at a time, so I'll take both hands together. The right hand starts with second finger on E, so that's here. That puts the hand here. The left hand comes in on the third measure, thumb on middle C, so we're in this position. And like everything else in the book we've done so far, you need to be able to play these without looking at the keyboard eventually. It's important that you develop a feel for the keys and you can remember which finger is on which key. Very important. You see, I keep stressing the things that are important because a lot of people just skip on, I don't worry about that right now. And you're digging a hole. You really are. You're going to get to a point where I can't do this. I can't do it. Well, that's because you skipped stuff you shouldn't have skipped. So make sure you know the names of the notes and you got your hands in the right spot and you can remember which finger's on which key. Go slow. There's no hurry to get through this, I hope. So take your time learning this. That's so much for my rant on that. Let's see what we got. We got a 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. You get the idea? So I go through and I play the whole thing. Then I'll go back over it slowly and make sure there's no hesitations anywhere. And once I've done that, I'll add the articulation. And here, I think these are phrases, so I'm going to lift up between each one. So at the beginning, here, now I'm going to lift up before I go on. So there's just a little bit of silence, like taking a breath. And lift up. So I'm adding in the phrasing. Then I add the dynamics. The first 2 lines are soft, whatever you think soft is. The last 2 lines are moderately loud. So it's sort of loud. Whatever you think moderately loud is. And that's basically all they give you. Ugh. I'll talk more about that ugh in a minute. Next is the speed. Now they're starting to introduce some terms you're going to see in music that actually indicate how fast or slow you go, and not just the mood of the piece. Andante is another Italian word, and people don't agree on these terms, so we'll just talk about it in general. To me, andante is sort of like a stroll. You're taking a walk, but you're not really headed anywhere. You're just like walking through the park, just enjoying yourself. That's about an andante. It's just a real moderate stroll. I do about that, yeah, somewhere in there. It's a feel. How do you feel it? Slow would be, it's like, ugh. Fast would be, yeah, but whoa. Medium would be enough. 2, 3, 2, 3, somewhere in there, maybe a little slower. Andante is between medium and slow. It's a medium slow. I guess that makes sense. Somewhere in there to me. Let's get back to that ugh I talked about earlier. This is later. The dynamics. They give you a dynamic for the first 2 lines, a dynamic for the second. I mean, how boring is that? Those are general guides. The dynamics they give you in the music, any written music, it's just a general guide of how to interpret it, how to play it. They're telling you which notes to play and how long to hold them down, and some idea of how to interpret it, how fast to go, how the articulation connect or don't connect, the dynamics. That's all interpretation. Well, we can take a little further. First, again, the natural accents. 1, 2, 3. Feel these. I'll exaggerate them. Feel the natural accents all the time, please. Then also we can do more with these dynamics. You're in the soft area. You can get a little louder and softer as long as you stay in the soft area. So I could go here, come up a little bit and then go back down. So I just kind of put in a swell in there and it came back down. It's up to you. And then second line. So just put a swell in this to get back. It's interpretation. It's feel. You get past the mechanics, the notes and the rhythms and all that junk. And you start feeling the music. You're listening to the music. And if you feel like getting a little louder and softer, go for it. The end, the last two measures here. Generally, we would come down and get a little softer at the end. You're kind of coming down at the end. So you could do that if you felt it. Some cases, you actually get louder at the end. But I think in most cases, like here, you get softer if you're going to change it. One way of doing it, you do it your way. You don't have to go that speed. You can experiment with the dynamics more. Just experiment. The more you experiment with these, actually, the more you're practicing, the more playing you're doing, the more experience you're getting at pushing keys down. Now, once you can play this, at least slowly with no hesitations, let's play it together and check that you have the right notes and rhythms, because there's a few little tricky spots where you're expecting one note, but instead you get a different one. I'll give us 3 counts. I'm not doing louds and softs. We're not performing it. We're just checking notes and rhythms. 1, ready, go. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, off. There's a duet for this at the bottom of the page. I'd like to play that. You play what you just played. I need you to go up an octave on the keyboard again. Remember, an octave is letter to letter. So just pretend the middle C on the keyboard, instead of here, it's up here. So instead of here, you're here. You play it here. Play it all up here. And we'll speed it up a little bit. It's not a fast piece, but I'll speed it up a little bit. And remember, you got to focus on what you're doing, but listen to me to stay with me, because I'm doing stuff totally different than what you're doing. I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go.